Hello everyone, how you doing? It's morning for me, so good morning. I'm gonna come in here real quick. Let's see here, I'm gonna set you up someplace. Let's put you here for a second. There we go. I know you're crooked. Hold on, be patient with me. Got a knife. Yes, that's right. I have a knife I just finished up yesterday. It's all oiled up, it's sharpened, its sheath is completed, and it's ready to go out the door. So I am going to clean it all up, take some pictures, show you all what this knife looks like, and then get it off to its new home. So let's get started. Let's go outside and kind of show this knife off a little bit. And someone's chasing squirrels there. So I thought, what the heck, let's walk outside for a little while. Let's go have a seat someplace maybe. And I'll clean this knife off, take some pictures, and show you all what it looks like. And what better way to introduce a new knife, especially a Coyote Works knife, is outdoors again. Okay, there's flowers. Flowers are dying off, they're turning into pods, only a few good flowers left over. So let's get you set up there, that's perfect. Okay, so before we jump into Brian's knife here, I want to touch base on what a Coyote Works knife is for some of you that are new to the channel. Coyote Works is a YouTube channel here, and Casey and I got together and created a knife, and I am the maker of that knife. It's about 10¼ inches long, and it came out of a 2-inch wide piece of D2 steel. And what's really nice about these is I've been basically letting everybody try to customize their knife as best as possible. Originally it started out as a sandblasted finish with canvas micarta scales, olive drab, and a coyote brown sheath. Then it says, you know what, I can get, let's do tan or natural canvas micarta, and let's do black canvas micarta. And then people can choose either olive drab, black, gray, or coyote brown Kydex sheaths and blade tech lock. Well, then I had a few people asking about wood. So then I said, you know what, let's just let everybody just customize their knife whatever they would like. So what that came down to is people were able to say, well, I want stainless steel, or I want an acid stonewash finish, or I want a hand sanded finish, I want cocobolo, I want some other type of fancy wood, or even dyed stabilized woods. So I pretty much left it all open for everybody. So when you go on the website, you can pretty much pick and choose if they're in stock. Just the caveat there, if they're in stock, you just go in there, pick and choose, and you can put your Coyote Works in your shopping cart. You can go pick some wood out, some custom pins, all that kind of stuff. Well, that's what Brian went and did. So what we have here is a custom Coyote Works knife. Now I say it's a custom Coyote Works knife is because the shape of the knife, the design of the knife is Coyote Works. But he opted not to have Coyote Works on there. He liked the idea of the big knife, the heavy knife, a really durable size knife, but he did not want Coyote Works on there. He wanted something else we'll get to in a second. Brian opted for raptor skin. This is chestnut, and this is called raptor skin. And it looks kind of like a leather. If you see this looks kind of like a leather, and it's really nice, but it's a thermoplastic like Kydex. And he still gets the Kydex, or the blade tech lock off the back here, which works out perfectly. You can carry these just like this, or they're inverted. You can twist them because the holes line up. Well, Brian wanted his done. He wanted stainless steel, which he got, and then he wanted a decorative pin in his. And when he was trying to pick through the decorative pins, he also said, you know what would really look nice and set my knife apart is if I could have some really unique scales. If he saw some of my dyed stabilized scales. So yeah, I've got some of those as well. So what he ended up opting to do is picking the United States Air Force pin, and he went with nickel silver pins to match that, the 1/8" pins to match that on there. And the wood he picked was it's the last piece I had. It's a really nice dark blue dyed stabilized burled maple. And I've had it for probably 3 years now. And I had 2 or 3 different types, and one of the knives I did with a similar set is the Mission House knife. I did a few years ago for Faith Mission House. Well, then Brian asked me one more thing. He says, you know, Chad, he says, what I'd really like to do is have a saying on the side of the blade rather than have Coyote Works. He says, hey, I'm a fan of yours, I'm a fan of Coyote Works, but he says, you know what, I'd really like to make this knife mine. Can you have some custom etching done on the side of it? So I said, yeah, sure, we'll do that too. So he wanted the same font as the CKKNIFERTT knife, but we had this. I think it was I am prepared, or but it's Suis Prest or something like that. I'm gonna butcher it, so there's a picture of it right there, and I'll probably put in there what it means, but off the top of my head, I forgot what it was supposed to mean. I read it in the paper, and I walked out here, started talking, and forgot. But anyhow, so again, this brings it to that custom aspect. The sky's the limit. I do have limitations. I shouldn't say sky's the limit, Chad's the limit. I do have limitations on what I can do or provide you, and then there's also what it is you might want to afford. Or what you want to pay for. So sometimes they can get a little pricey, but I've had people, want specific scales, and either if I had them or they found them online and they sent them to me, I did that. You want something like this put on the side of yours, it's not an issue. There are charges to everything because I have to do certain things differently, but it's possible, and that's what makes it custom. And that's what prides me in being a custom knife maker, with limitations of what I can. That's the difference. I just can't do anything for anybody. That just wouldn't be practical in my sense, because I do so many knives every year. But I try to do the best I can to make everybody happy, so hopefully it's appreciated. But Brian, I do appreciate this. This knife is beautiful. I can't believe the pictures are not going to do it justice by holding this knife a certain way and seeing the grays and the tans and the different shades of blue through the scales of this wood. Just amazing. And and to really dress on this, the pin is the Air Force pin, but what I do is I put the pin this way instead of traditionally like I do in some of my other knives, like my Rogue and my Renegades or my Montana. What we normally do with those is the pin goes in the middle, and the decorative pin goes in the middle, and the 1/8 inch pin's going either side. With the CKKNIFERTT knife, because the thickness of the scales over here, we put the pin at the back of the knife, and I put it up this way so it's actually vertical. So when the knife is sheathed, people can see what that pin is. They can see the design, they can see that customization. And that's really important, and it really looks good, especially the CKKNIFERTT knife lends itself to be this really nice rounded, soft curve right here at the back of the knife. It's actually become the most popular knife outside of just being a CKKNIFERTT knife. The most popular knife when I've had this out and I've shown it to people, or if folks have come to the shop that I know, family and friends and such, or when I traveled recently, I took a knife with me. Folks really like the fit and feel. It's the most uniform feel for a knife for everybody's hand. So that's really nice to hear that, Casey and I really hit it off well, and came up with a really good design, a really simple design too. So again, thank you, Brian. Thank you to everybody else from CKKNIFERTT that have been coming over. Thank you to everybody that's been buying a knife here in 2019, and all the new subscribers. It's just amazing. Also, keep an eye out. I think I'm going to be breaking 10,000 subscribers this year, so I think this might be a good year to give away a knife and give away a few other things to say thank you to folks. So keep an eye out for a video on that, and also keep an eye out for a lot more content coming out. As you guys know, I have a rooftop tent from Gowana Equipment. That's just led to a whole bunch of new things. There'll be discount codes down below for a rooftop tent or an annex or an awning even. For you guys that like to go out, just go out and outdoors for a day camp or something like that, or go shooting a little bit and you want some shelter, a Gowana Equipment annex, or an awning I mean, off the side of your truck or your van or something would be the perfect addition to that. So check out discount codes down below. Again, thank you to Casey and CKKNIFERTT and everybody else that's been supporting the channel. Have a good one. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. That bottom bucket thing, remember that? Okay, you guys have a good one. Bye.